Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take a breath. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Now lift your glass and drink some water. Get your container of that water or bottle. Lift the container of that water and simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Now move your body and drink some water, fam. Simply move your body. Oh, drink, 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 drink. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut it off on Facebook. Drink, 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 drink. Man, now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. Now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. Now lift your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just lift your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, toast, then drink. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Come on now. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body, oh. Toast the ancestors, drink up. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Lift your glass. Lift your glass. Fam, lift your glass and drink your water. Alright, I need to make some corrections, so I'm going to have to go off. I'm going to go dark on Facebook for a moment. I am going to switch out because I have totally messed up. I'm streaming on yesterday's show, and I want to make sure that everybody know that it is a great Imani. So I'm going to update the stream. So that means I am going to come out of this one in time. You know what I'm saying? The chat room is open. Of course, we're going to do the toast, and then we're going to open it up for conversation. I got to let y'all know why, you know, it ain't really late, but it's later than usual. We're a little bit later than usual on Imani. You know what I'm saying? I know some people are like, brother, how tell me you're always late? You're late early in the morning. You're late at other times. And I want to make sure that people know you know what I'm saying, that I value your time. And I need to let y'all know what's happening, because y'all know we got this Malcolm X Festival popping off real soon. And I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. So I'm stalling, as y'all can see. I'm stalling for some time. You know, give y'all some time to catch up with us here. Those of you that are on Facebook, I just sent out the link. So those that can't get it on Facebook or YouTube, you always know that I'm streaming on Spreaker, and I've come up with a better system. Y'all know that this is a game where you have to try to stay up. And of course, I'm trying to stay up with the technology and keep up with the technology. But of course, we're going to do what our ancestors used to do. We're going to toast. We're going to pour and toast for our ancestors. I had that brew of that ambrosia that will be available at the Malcolm X Festival. And I want y'all to come on out. I know a lot of y'all probably at church, so y'all going to catch this later. But we are opening up the line so that we can have our toast and talk. So what I want to do is, because I want to talk about some of the stuff that happened with me this morning, because we are promoting heavy this Malcolm X Festival, hashtag MXFest. Let us know if you're going to be in the place. You know what I'm saying? Come through, check out the vendors, check out some of the entertainment that we have. And some of you that may want to be part of the entertainment, hit us up, because the vendors are coming. We already know some people coming out. The only thing that's going to be missing out there, if you're not there, is you. You are the only one that can make this a perfect festival, and I'm waiting to see your face in the place. So come on out and join us. So first, family, let's go and do our toast, and then we're going to get into the talking portion. Lines are open. I will put up the number for the lines, so those that are interested in calling in can call in and have a discussion. I'm going to let y'all, like I said, I can't wait to let y'all know what I've been going through early in the morning. Oh my God. Y'all know I be up, but I be like, man. All right, family, but first, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose, call it Creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that Creator who has given us the power over our lives, over our tribal lives, if we so choose to take it. Or we could just surrender the power like we have been doing and leave it in other people's hands. All right? I'm not for that, but that's your option. Go ahead, do it. Right? I'm going to lift up my glass to that Creator, and we say Ashe. From there, finally, we move to our list of our illustrious ancestors. And for me, this is what we call, titled by Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, as lineage therapy. I am doing some lineage therapy when I am talking about my ancestors, remember my ancestors, and remember the lessons that they left us, right? Toasting those that are worthy of a toast, that have shown me and have given me life. And I'm so grateful, and helped me maintain life, right? With their wisdom, because some of our ancestors set some magnificent models of how to live, and some of them set magnificent models of how not to live, right? So here we go. First, giving honor to Miles Brown, Mazan, Robin, Tex Ennis Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Fanny Gaston, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Flora, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Sapet Maya Rob, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Bropro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxor brother, Ms. Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, John Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rennerman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Del Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Burt Beatty, Sarah Well, Louis Farmer, Agosa Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harry Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thorne, Pearl G. Thorne, Nada Johnson, Points M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keisha Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow Slimmy Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hitter Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Franklin Marcelin Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Bena Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Mont Ayers, Gina Rube Jones, Jana Callahan, Walter William West, Nigella Paris, Elder Basiti Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, Depretis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannelberry. Shouts out to you as well, Brother Kwame. Wilson Haley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Eva Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Naylon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaneko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, Uncle, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doe, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Roy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Bruce, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McKay, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Senior, Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, and Lily Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Melanie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cooper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornell Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mae Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Ms. Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlton Houston, Lloyd Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, and West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beer, Tim Butler, Remy Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henriette Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Hiram Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easy, Rayshawn Easy, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarin Coker, George Swan, Imani and Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. We also have on our list of ancestors family Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Dermonte, Marcus Price, Nessa Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quincy Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denisa Gore, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Kelly DeSen, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Albert Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gatz, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, and Teresa Sambu. All right, family, we lift up our glass to all of our ancestors, and I thank y'all once again for allowing me to be the one to, to trust me enough to carry on, to start this tradition and hopefully carry it on, at least start this tradition in a digital fashion. And I toast our ancestors. And we move on from our ancestors to the present moment. Right now, in this present moment, we are on Imani. Imani, I want you to activate your reticular formation. I want you to look for pictures, videos, ideas about Imani. For those who don't speak the language, right, I want you to know that Imani means faith, right? So activate those reticular formations. We're looking for examples of faith that we want to post up. Hashtag faith, hashtag faith in action, hashtag Imani, hashtag Imani in action. Post them up on your timeline as well as Giami Journey. That's what it's there for. All right. We lift up our glass and we salute this present moment right now. Once again, the principle is Imani. Imani means faith. Harmony is the Modic principle. Trust is what we teach the young people. Red is the color. Y'all see I got the red on this morning. Gender is the Hermetic law. Male name for the day is Kwesi. Female name is Akosua. So we salute this moment, and in this moment we find our power. In this moment we keep our pact with our ancestors. In this moment we keep our pact with our future generations, and we toast up and we say Ashe. And from there we move to our future generations, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. We have a responsibility to guide them as well as make sure that they have a firm foundation upon which to stand on. We don't want them standing on sand. We want them standing on a firm foundation. We don't want them standing on dreams. We want them standing on a firm, real foundation. And that's what we strive for here at Giami Journey, right? We want to make sure that there's something real for our children to come into. Not no illusions, not no magic thinking, none of that shit. We want them to have some actual goods, some actual land to stand on that they can say is theirs, right? I want my children to be able to have what I had. And what do I mean by that? My grandmother had a house that, out of that house, 3 to 4 generations came out of that house. Whenever you ran into an issue, no matter what city you were in, if you was in the family, you was able to go to that house. And a lot of us don't have that no more. We living in a transient existence, right? So we want to make sure our children have a firm foundation to come to and stand upon and build their pyramids to greatness. And we salute and we say Ashe. From there, finally, we move on. We move on to all of our relations, and we toast all of our relations, all of our connections as human beings, as spiritual beings, as mental beings. We salute all of those relations out there. Family, we also move from there to the selfish toast. This is a you right here, right now. What is it that you need in your life right now in this moment to move towards your greatness? So we ask that, and we toast for that. What is it? Go ahead. You got that second? Come on. Ashe. From there, family, we move on, and I toast the most mighty, magnificent, uplifting, outstanding, beautiful, powerful, wise, intelligent, righteous, just, and most responsible individual in the room. You know what it is? Toast you. Toast you. And I toast you, and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, as you know, you are now standing amongst the congregation of the mighty in a place where your muscle, where your hustle builds muscle. This is Giami Journey Media. That's right, that's right. Listen, I am your host, Brother Hatem. Of course, you know this is the Daily Toast, and it is a Heart of a Simba production. Well, we strive to do nothing but blow up those old paradigms. Blow them up. Get them out the way. They're standing in the way of progress. We got to get these. We got these old mindsets, these old stuck mindsets. Family. So I started my Imani off today. I had to get up nice and early because we wanted to get over to, I think it was 95.5. We had to get over to Radio 1 to do an interview about the Malcolm X Festival, at least put some ads up and stuff like that. And, I just, I went reluctantly. Not that I don't like the show, but the show leaves me kind of, I'd be like, I'd be wanting to kind of, it pulls something up out of me. Because a lot of times, we throw out questions and we throw out pieces and people be arguing, and then you be listening to some people and you be like, what planet do you exist on? You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, oh, man. So I was on Kahari's show. Of course, with Brother K. And thank you for allowing us to be on the show. Shouts out to Brother K. Big shouts out. We give him a big, strong black hand from Gianni. Stand up, Gianni. Stand up. That's right, family, because part of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is Kahari played a major part in that, because he was one of, when I first was dabbling with podcasting, we started a show over at one of the stations that he was working at, and I'm like, boom. Also, same thing with brother, also the same thing with brother Mustafa. You know what I'm saying? So we've been on this. We've been doing this for a long time. Brother Kwame say, shouts out to Cleve for completing his primary education, and now we must fine tune it. And Miss Kim says, bravo to Cleve. He running around here with his cousin. So this weekend I went over and got my brother's son, because I like gonna bring that male energy around, because it's me and Cleve and one woman and two young ladies, and that's rough. Right, so I got to bring my nephew over, and to kind of give Cleve that male energy, and but anyway, I went into the show and we advertised, and it went well, and I was trying not to get involved with the conversation, but if you ever been on Brother K's show, you know that the mics be sitting up there, and he'll look right at you, be like, "Oh, you just gonna let that slide?" Right? So they was talking about abortion and the right to choose, and we got into it was a heated discussion around here, because people got beliefs and all that. We all got beliefs, and and of course with what I said, because it got to talking about sex, and I'm not gonna miss a conversation about sex in most cases, and I made the statement as an ADOS man, as a black man in America, as a black person in America. Sex is the closest thing that we have to a vacation. I said sex is a vacation, and everybody's like, they was shocked. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm throwing it out there if y'all want to discuss that. Throwing it out there because I have to be Hatim wherever I go, because I have to think about something. I have to think about the situation that we are in as a people, and how it is my responsibility. I believe it's my responsibility. I know a lot of people may disagree with this, but I cannot allow for us to continuously be caught up in some illusions about where we are. A lot of times when we start discussions as black people, we're coming from a standpoint from where we should be or where we imagine that we are, when we don't have the hard data to support where we are. So in other words, we're coming from a belief standard. We have a religious political agenda. We have a religious economic agenda. We have a faith-based agenda for our people. And that faith oftentimes is disappointed, because we start finding out that everybody is not operating from that type of agenda, because they can't control that. You know what I'm saying? If we are going to make a change in our community, we have to be active participants in it, not dreamers, not imaginers. You know what I'm saying? We have to be active in it. We have to be doing building. We have to be doing what some of you daily toasters are doing. Because I know after the daily toast, y'all get up. Most of y'all don't go back to bed. Some of y'all cracking open books. Some of y'all getting off to the job. Some of y'all is thinking of creative ways in which you can make an impact in the world. So right now I'm preaching to the choir. But there's other people that believe that just by positive thinking, you could positive think your way out of white supremacy. It don't work like that. Because they are not positive thinking white supremacy into action. They have actual mechanisms that make sure that this thing works. That make sure that you stay on the bottom so that their future generations can eat off of you. America hides its failure with us. Right? It keeps us at the bottom. And then everybody is like, America is a land of opportunity. When was it a land of opportunity for y'all? Because just keeping it all the way real, shit, far as black folks, we just got the right to vote in my lifetime. The full right to vote, the protected right, what government is supposed to do, protect. Come on now. Nobody talks about that. I'm 51 years old. We have had this for 51 years. In many ways, we were froze out of this economy and this political system when everything was being chopped up and divvied up. So we missed that whole shit. So now I'm supposed to just positive think my way about this shit. Come on now. What y'all think about that? This whole just, I'm going to use this secret to bring what I need into my life. When it ain't no secret that took away what you need in your life. I keep trying to tell people, get people to understand, a lot of these motivational books was not written for you. Sister Kim said, we just got full citizenship, and I would even argue that. I don't even think that we got full citizenship yet. Or maybe we don't have the benefits of full citizenship. But we don't want to look at the reality. We want to look at the dreams and the hopes. And we want to see and I want people to understand the damage that is done to our young people, especially those young people that's getting up doing the right thing every day, doing what they were instructed to do and following the rules and doing all the stuff, and their life still go to shit. And all we got to say is, well, you wasn't working hard enough. You wasn't getting up early enough. You wasn't burning the midnight oil. Not really giving them the truth that this whole system is designed for you to fail, baby. And I honestly believe until we're able to look at that and dissect that and be clear on that, we are setting ourselves as well as our future generations up for failure. And then depression that comes with that, because now you're just taking it all on your back. It's something that I did. Maybe I am cursed. Maybe we are cursed as a people. As long as we leave it in the hands of mystery beings and mystery thoughts and just positive thinking. Actually, I think positive thinking might be as bad as crack. I'm just going to say. Because I got all types of people talking about they're going to secret their way into freedom. Nah, back in the day, freedom wasn't found by positive thinking. Freedom was found by putting those feet to soar and running your ass off. By work. Not by luck. Come on, fam. Let's keep it real. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to deal with this. Because then it's like, boom, we have to look at what the reality of what we are. And for a lot of people, it's not a happy reality. If it's not positive, I'm not going to focus on it. I'm just going to meditate it into reality, into what I want. Come on now. So I'm going to open up these lines, 614-556-4535. Lines are open. Family, we have completed the toast. And if y'all want to have this conversation, by all means, come on, bring yourself in. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Brother Hatem is not going to jump on you with both feet. It's not true what they say about me. Oh, and Brother Kwame say positive thinking is taken out of context, should be comprehended within context of commended virtues, control of thought. That's not positive thinking. Because one of the tendency, because this is what I'm trying to get when people start talking in Mayat to me, right? Mayat is about balance. Mayat is about balance. Positive thinking is over here when all the other stuff is over here. We got to bring it in. We got to bring it into balance. Too much of, as I was taught when I was younger, too much of one thing good for nothing. Too much of one thing, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of good things, a lot of good thoughts, but nothing else, nothing of substance. And we have to stop. 556-4. Oops. 4535. This keyboard is to the side. It's pimping on me, right? So I'm throwing out the number. If anybody want to call in and join the conversation, by all means, do. Also, I have to get over and make the commercial. I'll make another commercial for the festival. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it took a lot. I'm gonna have to put up a bloopers reel because we had to redo that shit over. I mean, oh my God, we had to do it about 5, 6, 7 times till we finally got it right. So I'm gonna put up some of the bloopers. So family, you know, I'm just like I said, I'm becoming so done, and the more I look at it, and the more that I'm fearing that my people is leaving the future of our children in the hands of forces outside of ourselves. And you know, and one of the things that I try to get across to people is that I don't totally disagree with you in being able to control thought. But also, right after control thought, there's another piece there, controlling actions. Right? We want to take what we like and discard the rest. You know what I'm saying? We want to discard the rest. I don't like that part of the meal. Right? So, you know, Brother Kwame said, control of thought is the balance of positive and negative thinking. Just to use the words being thrown around. So I'm like, yo, man, we got a lot of people out here throwing these words around, and I'm thinking it's a detriment to who we are and where we are. It's not taking into account those things, who we are and where we are. Family, you know. So let's get over to the Giammi Journey timeline. Let's scroll down that a little bit, because I see some of y'all shy. I want to say great Imani to you. I'm gonna have to erase this because it got the wrong title on it. But coming up in the community, Brother Storm is having a free song mixing and production workshop. This is a free workshop from a master at production, right? This dude does the shit for people all over the world. Storm 9000. This is not a wishful thinker. This is not a positive thinker about the shit. This is a positive doer, right? He's throwing the whole thing in, and the workshop will be over at Drive-In Park Library, 1422 East Livingston Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, on June 9th. Meeting room 3 from 2 to 4:30 p.m. with all the rappers and all those people wanting to be in entertainment. It should be standing room only. Standing room only. All right. So I got an article up. Now let me go to this post. I got to see this post. Oh man, I gotta play it. I don't want to play it. I just want to. Oh no. Oh man. Let me turn the sound off for a second. Oh, okay, cool. This is it. Check it out. All right. So they won't take me to the article. I don't know whether to call racism or what, man. I really don't. But let me go to the to my actual timeline, because right now I'm on Hootsuite, and sometimes it will not take me directly to what I need. I wanted to look at the article that I sent over, and this is an article about prejudice. Some research that popped up about prejudice that I want to talk with you about, because this paints a picture that we need to be aware of that's being painted in our world, right? And it spills over into our world and causes confusion. And you know, hopefully y'all know what Fela say. Fela says, confusion break bone. Confusion break bone. And that's what we run into. We run into a lot of confusion. People bumping their heads, not knowing. I'm like, yo. And sometimes I try not to get mad. Family, please understand me. I'm very passionate about what I do. Because I'm passionate about my children and my children's future. So we have a call from 773. It says it's Chicago. Who this?
It's Kim.
Uh-oh.
From Burkina.
Uh-oh. What's going on, sister?
No, nothing much. I was just listening to you, and I want you to expound on when you said about handing over our children to other people. Can you talk about, a lot of people say that.
Now,
and I just want to know what you mean.
All right, what I mean when I'm saying handing our, leaving our fate in the hands of other people is that we expect that as human beings, we look out, or other people look out for everybody. But the bottom line is that everybody is looking to up their group, right? And we turn our children over in every way, through the education system. Their whole financial future is based on other people. The food that they eat is based on others doing. And the fact of the matter that we got to understand is, because other people are looking out for their own, you know what I'm saying? No law will ever make a man feed your children before his. If there's a choice between him feeding his children and him feeding your children will always come up lacking. If there's enough, I will give you some after I feed my children. And for us to expect other people to put our benefits in front of theirs is crazy. We have to speak up for what we need and for what we want. And what we need with our children is, we need a different type of education. Period. With this government, we need serious change going on in the society, so that it can benefit, so our children can benefit from actually being an American citizen. So we turn over our children, so they go 8 hours a day, and they're trained in an education system that is not designed to bring the best out of them. It's not. Does he have any apprentices who can transfer? Yes, he probably does. You know what I'm saying? He might be able to do that. Well, I don't know, because he been on digital music shit. Storm was on digital music years ago. So hopefully, Sister Kim, I asked your question, because we expect people to deal with our children as if, like how we deal with other people's. We've been so used to taking care of everybody else, we have lost the skill in many ways of looking out and fending for ourselves. And I'm saying it's time for that to stop, right? So when we talk to our children, and we're talking about education for our children, we have to really look at it in the light of what our children need, rather than what the system is demanding of them. When we look at an economic system, we need to look at what our children need, rather than what the economic system is demanding of them. What do we need as a people? We don't have any staples. I got all these black folks talking about how they gonna think their way up out of some shit, but they don't control nothing. And they don't even look at the essentials of life and really understand that without being able to control some of the essentials of life, you don't really control life. You understand? Like, I was on the show and brother K, after I made a point talking about where we were as a people, since people start getting into this positive thought and when we gonna do something, right? And I'm like, cool, we got to look at where we are. We're trying to live an American life when the median wealth, not income, not credit rating, but the median is $1,700 after you take out the depreciable assets. I don't even think people even understand that. Motherfuckers get quiet on that. What you don't understand? That you broke? Illusions don't bring you money. So what are you going to pass on to your children? Because right now, wealth is being passed from generation to generation. And a lot of that wealth was divvied up when your grandparents were not able, or even great-grandparents were not allowed to even compete. Come on now. A culturally appropriate education, a culturally appropriate economic system, a culturally appropriate social system. We have not been given room to even develop any of that shit. Trying to follow the laws that were designed to protect the future of those that make the laws. And guess what? The ones that made the laws, we got to realize that's what laws do. It protects those and the future of those individuals' children that make the laws. How many of these laws were laid out here to protect our future? No, we the cannon fodder. We the bricks to people getting to their future. Whether we're talking white people, we're talking about immigrants coming over, we are the stepping stone for people to build wealth. We can see it in the entertainment industry right now. Steve Harvey. We black out here, y'all. Can't talk like that. We black out here. Right? Now, recently, he is unemployed. Right? Even though he realized we back out here, it's not about the integrity game. It's about the money game. Then he got his walking papers. Right? He got his walking papers. You know why? Because he don't control shit. Neither does the group that he represents. We don't control shit. The staples in our lives, the entertainment that we are fed. Do you know that on the most popular radio stations all throughout this country, whether it's a quote-unquote black-owned business or whatever, there's certain discussions that you are not allowed to have on the platform where majority of black ears are present? Do you know so-called some of these black channels that are supposedly controlled? You're not allowed to have certain discussions on there. And if I'm lying, tell me, prove me that I'm lying. It's too much shit, too much drama going on in our community for us not to be using these major platforms to benefit our people. Oh, hell no, but we'll put on the latest song about a nigga riding a horse or about taking some drugs or shooting another motherfucker. Come on now. We can't look at this and see, look, this plan benefits somebody else. It don't benefit you. So if it don't benefit you and it's happening on a regular, consistent basis, something is set up. If you constantly, at generation after generation, if you're losing the game. See, and a lot of black folks speak from the standpoint that we have not done none of the shit that they was talking about. Sister Kim, you back on. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying I agree with everything you said about not, our kids are being like such a broken record, Oh
man, I hope it don't drop you again. You know how they get. She about to drop something, it gets dropped. But once again, she's calling from Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. So we want to thank her for spending this time with us. Family, she like 5 hours, either 5 hours ahead of us or 5 hours behind us. And she tunes in on the Toast and Talk. And sometimes she tunes in on the late night shows when I'm doing them. You know, I'm going to have to do something this week because we got this Malcolm X festival coming up. And like I said, I'll be at the Malcolm X festival if anybody want to chop it up about this, because that's what markets are for. We're going to have a marketplace there, and the market is to exchange information and to have those discussions that need to be had so that we can move forward as a people. Right? So, and I'm perplexed when I run into illusionary black folk, where they actually operate in a way, and not that, you know, because I don't want the stigma of acting white to be, but they are dark-skinned white people. They just don't know it. They go into the black bag when it's necessary, but other than that, how they live their life, how they operate is as light-skinned white people. Like the system is going to treat them fairly. Come on, man. Come on now. You know, and I know people like, well, what are we going to do about it, Brother Hatem? First off, like I said, far as here in Columbus, we want to work towards getting 3 seats in the city council. I foresee that by 2050 we could be running this state. I'm just saying. And if other groups around the country, you know what I'm saying, do the same thing, then a lot of this shit we could start making disappear. And it won't be by magic and positive thinking. Right? Right? It'll be about us providing the protections. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. I'm going to get back to the point that I was on. Many of us have a discussion about our people from a vacuum in which we believe that we have done nothing. We come from the standpoint that black folks are lazy and that black folks get what we deserve. Not realizing that every strategy, family, every strategy that people are prescribing right now in some form of fashion was championed and done better in some instances than we are doing right now. The whole controlling the black community and buying up the block, that shit is as old as soon as we got off the plantation and we didn't have these motherfuckers over us, we started building black towns. What happened? We started building black houses. What happened? We started black businesses. What happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. The limited protection that we received, if any, from the government that we pay taxes into, allow white mobs to come in there and destroy what we was doing. Black schools come in and take it over. One black business, if it's doing too good for us, they're going to take it and give it to everybody. For example, lottery. I go back to that all the time. We going out here playing this Mega Millions, not really realizing that was a black hustle. That was a black business that was illegalized by the state, moved in by the gangsters, and eventually snatched up by the state and used to finance part of this education system that we are going to and being abused in, by not really being allowed to see the reality and discuss the reality with our children so that we could light a fire in them and say, we got to change this shit. No, we got to give them the same old shit that they've been getting, which is not good for them. Because as long as they're not able to see the realities, they will not operate in the world in the reality. Our children are acting out because they believe, according to many of us, that we are in the promised land. I want y'all to think about that. Let me tell you about the promised land we in, the land of milk and honey. The milk then went bad, and the honey has been diverted to other communities. We got bad milk. That's all we got in this land of milk and honey. In this land of opportunity. The opportunity was stripped from you. The protections of even the opportunities that you did take and built up were stripped from you. And others were allowed to move in it with reckless abandon and violence and rip that shit from you. Because I want people to understand. Because even those that are talking about, I wouldn't have, and they couldn't have did this. Black folks was just like that back then. Because we talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, but we don't talk about the fight that these people put up to protect their community. We don't talk about the fight of the Rosewoods and all these black towns and when they came through. And then when we started fitting in and we started working, and once they ran these expressways through the communities that we built again after they destroyed them, they put the expressways right through our goddamn communities, and a lot of us act like that this shit is not happening. Oh, so you're not getting up early enough, Brother Kwame. You're not burning the midnight oil. You're not studying. You're not organizing the people. What are you doing? What is the solution? Nigga, I am the solution. I'm operating, I'm working, I'm out here talking to my young people, I'm training my young people, I'm helping stabilize I'm helping to stabilize the culture through these celebrations. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring people together, and have been consistent in my work since I've been about 18 years old. And even before that I was organizing. Dr. Ben said milk and honey was a laxative. You know what I'm saying? And Sister Kim says this is an old issue. We know what's happening. We are lazy and scared to do anything. And I'm going to take away the lazy, and I'm going to say scared and programmed. Because far as lazy, far as black folks, the laziness is not there. But we have, like I said, we have trauma that has got us frozen into a state, because no matter what we do, right, something always happens that outsiders are able to come in and strip with the support. And this is what's even more important. Not only do we don't have the protection of the government, these people come in with the support from the government, using the stockpile of money that they have extracted from our community in business and in taxes. So in many ways, we pay into our own oppression. Man, this is an old issue. We know what's happening. My fault. Miseducation of Negro, Carter G. Woodson, 1933. That's Kim, Sister Kim. Don't ask me to prove a negative if you can help it. Give them something to find, and when they cannot find an example of what you asked for, then they will have to prove it to him or herself. Now, also, there's a concept called via negativa, because it's a lot of times when you give, for some reason, as human beings, it's a lot easier for us to look at the negative things and the things that we don't want to happen. So we are able to build in a balanced way by getting people to focus on what they don't want and start eliminating those small actions that bring that in there. So it's almost like doing it backwards from what we're taught. What do you want? Well, shit. Being somebody ain't had shit, I don't know what I want. But let me tell you what I don't want. Right? Boom. They can tell you what they don't want. And you could work them into eliminating some of the things as individuals and as groups. If they eliminate certain things, it'll move them closer so that they will be able to view. Because you got to understand, we are ransacked. We are inundated with fucked up shit happening to us all the time. Some people's lives are so messed up that they may not even be able to focus on what they want. I'm trying to focus on subsistence. And as long as a people is focused on subsistence, they will never be able to develop a basic culture that will catapult their future generations towards glory, towards power. The system is designed to chop you down. To chop you down. I know some of y'all be like, well, brother, I tell you what we supposed to do, just be helpless. No, I'm not saying that. I know there's stuff that we can do, but we have to face the reality of what we up against. I don't prepare for a fight by just sitting there meditating and breathing. I prepare for a fight by adding to my meditations and my breath work, the workout. that will catapult me to victory. And if I have footage of the other fighter or have an idea what the other fighter, I will find trainers that could get me ready for anything that this dude could throw, or woman, or whatever I'm fighting, you know what I'm saying, can throw at me. You have to prepare. You have to be focused. You got to practice on purpose. On purpose. For generations, our people have built up and lost. Built up and lost. Built up and lost. And what we are experiencing right now is a frustrated people. Frustrated. Not lazy, frustrated. Our kids look at the education system and they got enough sense to look at that. This shit ain't gonna do nothing for me. Everybody got a person in the hood that went to college. I take a sip on that one. Sister Kim, back up. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was listening to what they said about ossification. And that can look me so in when I hear that, because you can't convince our people that they in this situation. You can't convince them that they broke when they're broke.
I agree.
Hello?
I'm listening. Can you hear me?
Sorry, it's hard for me to tell when you. I think I told you guys in 2015 I did a video to my family only to explain to them the situation Black people in and where we need to go in terms of our children. And I talked about inheritance. And I said, our children are moving into a situation where all of their peers are going to inherit hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and these are the people who with it. These are going to be their peers. We need to prepare our children for that.
Yeah, I agree.
And they fell on deaf ears. Like my family was like, yeah,
but
I got my good job. Bye. And
I'm sorry, I dropped the line on Facebook. Oh my God, and Sister Kim dropped off too. All right, family, for those that's just tuning in, it stopped, so I don't know if I need to send out another text message or whatever. This is the third one. Oh, damn. Family, I apologize once again. You are now standing in the congregation of the mighty. This is Giami Journey Media. I'm your host, Brother Hatim. This is the Daily Toast. And this is our Toast and Talk Imani. And this is the Heart of a Simple production. We strive to blow up your old paradigm. Now, Sister Kim was talking about preparing our generations by feeding them the truth and giving them strategies, or at least familiarizing them with strategies, because a lot of these strategies we got to be able to work them to adjust them. We have to be able to incorporate strategies by you and utilize one of the most beautiful things that our people have, our creativity and our resilience. You know what I'm saying? Our strategies have to be based on creativity and resilience. Our children have to understand, listen, this is the plan. But most plans fall apart when you run into the enemy. All of us have been in that situation. You plan for something to go one way, and then by the time you get in there, everything is totally different. And you got to be able to move on your feet. You got to be able to adjust. You prepared. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't prepared for them to come to you from your right. You might have been preparing for them to come to you from the left. But you just have to be able to be resilient and be able to adjust so that you can come out victorious. Right? So call-in lines are open, 614-556-4535. Brother Hatim got out here yesterday. I did half of what I was supposed to do yesterday. I'm going to have to try to catch up on some of the stuff that I fell off on. I fell off, but I got the stuff that kept me out of trouble done. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you set a goal and you move towards it. We are at an hour. Well, my fault. We are, depending on what stream you're on. But according to Spreaker, we are at 1 hour and 22 seconds. I'm going to stay up on here for a little while longer. Hopefully, we get some more people in because I dropped off. Once again, I know people are confused and they're like, what in the hell is going on, Brother Hatem? Why? You know, but that picture clear. Picture look good, man. Little grays jumping off, right? So, family. You know what I'm saying? What is we gonna do? What we gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Right? Why don't y'all call in with that? What are the plans that you are putting in action to develop and sustain a culture that will lead our people to success? What are some of the things that you're doing right now in life? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, because one of the key questions, because I don't never get really, I listen to people, but the first thing that comes to my mind is, what in the fuck you doing? And I don't always say that. I just get quiet. You know, especially a lot of people that have a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Because when you move in, I move in different circles. I got circles of people that don't know shit, and I move in circles of where people know a lot of shit, right? But my major concern is, what are you doing? Where are your boots on the ground at? Are you at work? Are you building? Are you passing on the information that you have, since it's so critical, you know, that everybody listen to you? You know what I'm saying? Are you passing this information on, right? And is it truly useful information? Sister Kim back on the line. I fell off Facebook for a second,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I didn't know if it was me or you.
No, I fell off, but you were still on.
No, that's fine. But your question you were asking, what are we gonna do? I know for me personally, I kind of struggle with that. I'll be honest with you. I feel as though since I live up abroad and everything, that I don't do as much. And based on my conversation, you I would do more. I did a lot when I was in the States. Since I've been having it, people kind of throw it in my face a little bit. You know, you don't even live here. What are you talking about? But at the same time, I am putting some in place. Okay, that I am doing, and I'm working with family, and I'm working in the community.
Yes,
so
you are.
Putting things in place.
Yeah.
You know.
I give them an example right now.
Yeah.
I give them an example right now. She opened a booth at the Gianni Journey Mall, passing out information about an education enhancing program that she has to offer online. You know what I'm saying? Because my issue isn't how much you're doing or how much you're capable of doing. It's that you're doing something. And we have a lot of people who are doing nothing, but may have a lot of comments. You understand what I'm saying? And that's problematic for me. That's problem. You're doing nothing. You're not even having the discussions, because discussions could go a long way. A lot of people downgrade discussions, but it was a discussion that got me on the path that I'm on right now. It starts with discussion, and then from that discussion, watching those and looking at those that I say, wow, he kind of helped me in that conversation, or she kind of helped me in that conversation, and then watching their work. You know what I'm saying? Because if they wasn't living what they was talking about, it was some bullshit. I just left it alone. But go ahead.
No, I mean, thank you. You know that I'm trying to do my part, but I'm still working on. Me and my husband have the winery, and one of our goals is to bring African Americans to Senegal to do internships. So we're not there yet, but hopefully within the next years we'll be in a position where we can bring young people. They don't have to be super young. You can even be in your 30s. Come there, work with us for a period of time, learn how to make wine, learn what it takes to really do business in Africa, you know, learn from the ground up. That's one of the things that, you know, we both my husband have said that we want to help African Americans in Africa. That's something we want to do. And I have a lot of things I would like to do with you, like with my online education program, trying to expose people to study art. So, these are things that I'm working on doing, and I will do that. But the big thing is, hopefully one day, no, not hopefully one day, we'll have that internship program. And it won't it's 2 years from now.
Hey, I mean, like I said, now that's a whole nother piece because being able to lay down plans, but taking small steps to the manifestation of those goals, not just thinking about it, because we got you know we got a lot of positive thinkers. I'm going to be on a yacht in the next 2 years. Oh, okay. What's your plan for being on there? I don't know. The universe is going to open a way. Okay. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's all I can say. I mean, because I'm not one to really try to crush nobody's dreams, but I'm also, like I said, I have to come with the real. Or I'm not your brother. I'm not your brother. And in many cases, for a lot of people around, I'm not your older brother. If I'm allowing you to just go on with this gobbledygook, you're going to think your way out of this. Control the thought, control the action, and devotion of purpose. Kwame, by the time you get done, you're going to go down there a whole damn list. That's the first 3. And the first 3, the rest of it don't work without the first 3. Control of thought, control of action, devotion of purpose. Faith in my teacher's ability to teach me the truth. Faith in my ability to see the truth. Come on now. Come on now. We got to, hey. I'm just saying. Because it's like, boom, people talk my
No, you're right.
People talk my yacht. But you know, when we really start looking at my yacht and really start breaking it down, because my yacht was about reality and the reality that you was in and your people. But then we want to make my yacht international or universal. Come on, man. And Brother Kwame said he was using that to describe the process, your education process for the young people. Control of thought, control of action, devotion of purpose.
Mhm.
You know, and we need more institutions that teach our children how to think rather than what to think. Because, like I said, a lot of times you look at some of these they teaching our children what to think, not how. And that's where you and Kwame stand head and shoulders above everybody else.
And how? And that's true, and that's what you find. And unfortunately, our education system really doesn't have many options for people. Right now, it's either go college, go university, get a job. And if you can't do that route and be the chosen person to get a good job, then you're destined to be on the bottom for the rest of your life. That's all our kids have. It's very unfortunate that that's the way that the United States has gone. Now, every country has gone that way, but the United States of America has gone that way, and it has hurt black people more than any other group. Because our kids don't get an inheritance.
At all.
Our kids aren't blessed with money to do something else. So they can get is what they get through that. And then our society is it's a very complex society. You know, people say start small in the United States. But the deal is, to start a small business in the United States is highly competitive because most things are controlled by corporations.
That's right.
Things from franchises, and franchises are corporations. And then you have insurance, and then you have taxes, and you have your employees a minimum wage, and you have to pay employment insurance for your employees. You have to work with companies. When you want somebody who doesn't have an inheritance, whose only money they have to start a business is what they work for, they've been on earth, to do all that,
right?
They can sustain a family. That's a unicorn. The few of us who can do that and have a successful business that can start a family in that terrain, those are our unicorns. Those are our unicorns also.
And
It's unfortunate that we've gone that route.
and one of the pieces that I want people to understand is that the the education system is not broken. It is doing what it's meant to do. That's what.
That's true.
That's what we. That's one of the pieces we saying it's not broken. This is why massive action is not being taken on the education process. The education process is
So
doing
true.
exactly what it's supposed to do, especially for us.
That's what it is. That's true.
This is why we have to make sure that we surround our children and surround them with these type of conversations so that they can start grasping reality, because it's kind of hard to compete with people who got your children every day. So you have to surround yourself, and like I said, this is why I keep on saying it's time for us to start building tribes, because we have to be able to expose our children not only to what we're thinking, what we're saying, but if they hear it coming out in the next 5 adults who they know that is important to their family, it has a bigger influence than just you saying it. I try to surround my children with people that think like me. They say it's wrong to have people that think like you around you, but then when it comes to positive thinking, they tell you constantly you need to have positive people all around you. When it comes to us dealing with our issues, it's wrong for us to get around people that think like us. You need to hear other people's perspective. Let me be honest with y'all. Y'all need to really look at this politically. It's not the political parties or political ideas that's listening to everybody around them that is winning. It's the stubborn minority that says, look, I'm not going to change this shit. I can't work this shit. I can't be down with this if this goes through. So now the rest of the group has to make this thing fit for them. All right, all the accidents for this one piece right here, and everybody still can get with it. You know what I'm saying? We have to rise up in our roles as the stubborn minority and start getting our children to start understanding that they have to be part of that stubborn minority, because we are at war. We are at political war. We are at economic war, and our neighborhoods and the streets that we on are the front lines. And we have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Just because bullets aren't being fired does not mean a war is going on. Right now, there's a trade war between America and China. Ain't no ships sailing out into the sea for them to clash. No, they're putting economic tariffs on each other. You going to mess with my business, I'm going to mess with your business. You going to mess with my imports, I'm going to mess with your imports. You going to mess with my exports, I'm going to mess with your exports. You know what I'm saying? We got companies over there. All right, we're going to tighten the reins up on them and raise the tax on them. Yeah, we got companies over there. We're going to do the same thing. You can have a war without a gun being fired. And we have been at war for generations. But we just don't want to accept it. We think that we're going to be able to pray it away, think it away. Nah, it ain't going to work. Yeah. Shouts out to Deanna Mickey. Thank you for joining us. She said, morning truth. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right now, she put it on there when it was still morning. Well, it was a little bit after. It's afternoon truth. I mean, it's after. The sun is going down now. Afternoon truth. So, family, once again, I want to thank y'all for your time. I want to thank Sister Kim for tuning in. Also, talking out, right? I'm going to get up off here because I got some stuff I got to do. I got to get ready. My wife's birthday is tomorrow, so I got to get some plans. I got to get some money together and all that, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, family, I want to thank you for joining us and joining the conversation. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your presence, whether we're live or afterwards. And I'm inviting everybody out to the Malcolm X Festival next Kuumba, or for those that don't speak the language, on May 25th, right? Exactly 6 days away, right? The only thing that I need to see your face in the place. Come out, support the vendors. Come out and get some food. Come out and get some free samples from the African Heritage Diet. You know what I'm saying? Come out and network. Come out and have conversations, uncomfortable conversations sometimes, about our community and what we are. You know what I'm saying? Start linking up, because that's what these. Because actually this falls on a mall day, so this is actually a market day that we're having the Malcolm X Festival on. So it is a blessing, and I can't wait to see you there. You know, we still got room for more vendors, because the goal is to eventually have this Malcolm X Festival with vendors all the way around the school. And how far is that? How many vendors is that? How many other vendors we could fit into a quarter-mile length? I want people to be able to come to the festival and have to come up to the front to hear the music. But while there's no music playing, they could take them a nice little walk all the way around there. On both sides, you got vendors all the way down and then all the way up our driveway. That is the goal for the mall. That is the goal for our celebrations, especially when it's nice out here like this. You know what I'm saying? Or to feel the inside of the school, because I want to bring the community to the school. It's very important, that because in order for that school to be successful, the community has to be involved. The community has to be a part in the development of our children, because these children have our futures in their hand, in their wombs. And what we train them and how we train them will determine what direction our future is going in. And the question I have to ask you is, what is your child being taught that can be used to better your family? And if nothing, then you better supplement that, or you need to get on the school board and start changing that, because as black people in America, we have to recognize that we have specific needs in this country that no other people are facing. So we have to have a specific education system that can train our children in those specific skills that our people need to move forward. So with that, I want to remind you, you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty. This is Giami Journey Media. Of course, you know this is Daily Toast. And family, we killed another one. It was Imani Toast and Talk. I want to thank you. And I'm going to say this is a Heart of December production. We strive to blow up your old paradise. I'm out.